Hello, everyone, and welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us at the American Red Cross for our LinkedIn Live, where we're going to take a deep dive into our water safety resources, specifically our Longfellow Well Tales program, now available in English and in Spanish, which we're really, really excited about. Now, before we get started, though, I'd love to see where everybody is tuning in from. So if you can just drop that in the comments section, that would be great. I'm actually tuning in from Pasadena, California. So excited to see where everybody else is tuning in from here. We'll give that a few seconds. But my name is Adriana Higuera. I am the Survival Mission CPR Program Manager within the Training Services Division here at the American Red Cross. I'm really excited to connect with you today to share some water safety resources available to you all. A brief background into my connection with aquatics that actually just began over a year ago. Through working very closely with our other half of our aquatics and survival program team members. So they've taught me a lot about the importance of this conversation that we're going to have today. And I just feel really fortunate to be part of extending the reach of this water safety topic. So I'm very happy to be here today with you all. I see a few of us joining here from Los Angeles. That's awesome, local to us. It's great. So again, you guys can continue to put that in the chat there. And just a reminder also, you can put your questions in the chat box and we'll get to those during the Q&A section of the live at the end of the session. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us. And I'd like to introduce our special guest who's joining us today. We have Nayeli Trejos. Hey, Nayeli.
Hi, Adriana. Thank you for your time. I'm joining you live from Los Angeles County, so super local. Fun fact, Adriana and I are probably 20 minutes apart, 20 minutes away from each other. And my connection with aquatics, I've actually been in aquatics for a little over 20 years. So clearly I started very, very, very young. But no, in all seriousness, I'm happy to be here, happy to share the water safety message. And yeah, thank you, Adriana.
That's awesome. Again, thank you again for being here with us. And I just want you, if we can just start off with sharing why we're actually here and starting this conversation and the importance of this conversation around water safety.
Yeah, so I definitely want to start with some statistics from the Center of Disease Control, or the CDC. Every day, on average, 11 people in the U.S. die from unintentional drowning, and 1 in 5 are children under the age of 14. And then the next statistic is drowning is the number one cause of death for kids between the ages of 1 and 4. I'm going to repeat that again because that's very impactful. Drowning is the number one cause of death for kids between the ages of 1 and 4. And most drowning of young children happen in home pools, happen during non-swim hours, or happen when children are really not supposed to be, or we think they're not near or in the water. The third thing I want to share is drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional injury, death for children between the ages of 5 and 14, right? So that's big. In fact, this is, pretty big. Drowning is in the top 10 causes of unintentional injury or death for people of all ages. That doesn't mean children, it's people of all ages. It's in the top 10 causes of unintentional injury. And the other thing I want to remind our viewers is drowning is typically fast and silent. And unless rescue, somebody that's, a person that, drowning person can submerge between, after 20 or 60 seconds. So it's really, really good, really thing that we act quickly here.
Yeah. So that's some pretty impactful statistics there. And it's important to know the why as far as why we're having this conversation. So I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And we're actually launching this conversation during National Water Safety Month, the month of May. So you're going to hear us talk a lot about being water competent. And that actually includes 3 main components: being water smart, having swimming skills, and knowing how to help others in these emergencies. So Nayeli, if you can just walk me through the very first component of water smarts and what that means.
Absolutely. And I want to reference the Circle of Drowning Prevention, which the number one link is provide close and constant attention to children you are supervising near the water. That means close and constant, right? That does not mean I'm on my phone and I think I'm watching them or reading a book. The second thing is fence pools and spas. with adequate barriers, which is a 4-sided fence. And we recommend it to really be 4 feet tall. And the other thing is that it has like an auto closing door. Learn swim and water safety survival skills. Children and experienced swimmers and all boaters should be wearing a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. And finally, always swim in a lifeguarded area.
Awesome. So just keeping close attention, making sure there's adequate barriers, 4-sided fences, swimming skills, life jackets, lifeguards. That's great. Yeah. The second component of is having swimming skills and being water competent. So what does that incorporate, swimming skills?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked this question, right? Because a lot of people are like, well, I can swim, right? But are you water competent? And really is stepping into a body of water where your head is submerged, right? And returning to the surface. Number 2 is floating or treading for about a minute or so, to gather your bearings. And then number 3 is rotate in a circle so you can look for an exit point. Number 4 is swim to that exit point, right? And we typically recommend about 25 yards. And lastly, then get out of the water. And if you are in a pool, get out of the pool without using the ladder, right? So that is really being having your swimming skills.
Yeah, and that definitely puts it in a completely different perspective from what people think. Oh, I can swim, right? But knowing those swimming skills there, and that's what makes you water competent, is important. So
absolutely.
And then that last third component that we mentioned is knowing how to help others. And what does that mean?
So for this section, I really want to reference the American Red Cross's chain of drowning survival. It's like the number 1 is recognize the signs of someone in trouble and shout for help. Really, like you really want to get that help. Rescue and remove the person from the water without putting yourself in danger. And then I know a little bit later, we're going to talk about some whale tales lessons. And, this one really goes into that one. Ask someone to call EMS, right? Emergency medical service. If you are alone, provide care for about 2 minutes, then go and call EMS. The next one is begin rescue breathing and CPR. And lastly, use an AED if available and if needed, and, transfer to more advanced medical support, life support.
Yeah. So cool. So yes, a recognition of the emergency, helping the individual without putting yourself at risk, and getting that EMS care out there. Awesome. So thank you for defining and kind of outlining what it means to be water competent.
Yeah.
And just moving deeper into that, why is it important to be water competent, no matter your age or your skill level?
That's a great question, because a lot of people think, like it's only kids, or, it's only non-swimmers. And really, drowning can only take a moment, and it can happen to anybody. Doesn't matter your skill level. So learning how to be water competent really helps keep our communities much safer.
Absolutely. Awesome. And so what are some of the Red Cross resources that we have that are intended specifically for the adults? Let's start with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the American Red Cross, our mission is water safety and providing these resources, part of our mission. The first one I really want to talk about is our Red Cross Swim app that is downloadable for free. It allows parents, right, to track their child's swim skill progress as they advance through the American Red Cross Learn to Swim program. It's loaded with water safety information to help improve, how to prevent and respond to some of those emergencies, right? The next one I want to, talk about is we are excited that our water safety for parents and caregivers online course is free, and it's available in English, in Spanish, and in Haitian Creole. Can you believe that? It's available for free. It's online only, and it's available in 3 separate languages. The course really focuses on developing awareness of risk and drowning and how to minimize those risks, especially for our young children. And lastly, what I want to talk about is we have just refreshed the orientation to swim lesson for parents and caregivers. That course familiarizes parents and caregivers through the Red Cross Learn to Swim program. And Adriana, there's one thing that I love to do is provide exclusives. And if you know me, I like to tell people as much as I can. So you heard it here first. That course will be available in Spanish in early summer. So I am ecstatic about that.
That's awesome. That's incredible.
But if anybody wants to take this class, I'm going to have them go. It's free online courses, right? So you can go to redcross.org/take a class, and you can sign up for those courses for free, and they're online.
That's great. That's great. And I'm too excited to hear that it's coming out in Spanish soon.
So am
So
I.
it's awesome. So great resources there for the adults. Let's shift over, talk about the resources that we have for kids.
Absolutely. So I talked a little bit about the Red Cross Swim app just a little bit ago about what resources are available for parents on that app. But that app, what I love about the app is that it's not only for adults, it's also for children, right? So once you download that app, it has a section in there for kids so they can watch our Whale Tales videos and some short quizzes to check their knowledge. And I know that my niece walks around with her iPad like it's a limb, right? So being able to download that and her having access is phenomenal. Additionally, we have our Water Safety for Kids webpage, which is available in English and in Spanish. So I'm going to give you guys the website. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, Nayeli, you're probably talking too fast. It's a long website, but don't you worry because I have help. And I know they're posting all these websites in the comments. So if you want to go back and reference, you can there. But the first one is the English website for the Water Safety for Kids webpage is redcross.org/water safety for kids. And in Spanish, it's Cruz Roja Americana.org/seguridad acuática infantil, cruzrojaamericana.org/seguridad acuática infantil. And before you ask me any other questions, Adriana, I have a surprise for you and all of our guests. I am ecstatic that I was allowed to show you a 2-minute video. I know 2 minutes seems like a long time in a live, but I promise everyone it is worth it. So we're going to play this short 2-minute video, and I promise everybody it is worth it. So go ahead.
Good.
Wow, there's so many fish. Going in for a closer look. Okay. Wow!
Piper? Where's your water buddy?
Oh, I've got Wilson right here.
Yeah, that's a toy. Now see, Piper, what you need is a real water buddy. Someone who'll stick by you through every swim adventure, who helps you follow the rules of the water, and most importantly, can help if you're in trouble. Someone like...
Wilson!
All right, then. Imagine you're swimming, and because you've got no water buddy watching out for you, you go out farther than you realized. Then, a boat comes by.
Did you hear something, Wilson?
Watch that wake!
Whoa! Wilson? Wilson? Wilson!
Somebody. He didn't even try to stop you from going out too far, or shout for help when you needed it.
Huh? I need a better buddy.
That's right. And to keep you even safer, you should stay over there near the lifeguard. And your adult, too. Watch that
Whoa! Avery, there's my water buddy.
A water buddy?
You know, someone who will stick by you through every swim adventure.
Ah, there's nothing I'd rather see than two buds having a fun, safe day on the water. Nothing.
Now, was that not worth the 2 minutes?
Completely. And I thank you for that surprise. That was awesome. I want to shout out Claudette there, her little cameo in that video.
I love her.
That's great. Now let's shift over into that and let's get to the big resource that we're really kind of here to share our Longfellow's Whale Tales program. What is it all about, Nayeli?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to try and make this as, calm as possible because I get super excited to talk about this program. So Whale Tales, water safety for kids. The whale is an acronym, right? You see that, WHALE all capitalized. It's really an acronym. It's, it stands for Water Habits Are Learned Early. And it's really, this program is designed for those kids between the ages of kindergarten to about 5th grade, right? Where we want to make sure we give them, the information in a format that's condescending to their like learning group, correct? And I'm going to use this word, and I know a lot of people are like, well, what is dryland, Nayeli? This is a dryland course. And what I mean by dryland, right, for those of us that are in aquatics, dryland is any course that does not have to take place in a pool, right? So the beauty about this course is that you could teach it at the rec center, you could teach it at school, you could teach it at clubs, you could teach it at soccer, you could basically teach it anywhere. No pool is required. And the other amazing thing about this is that anyone could teach this. You don't necessarily have to have an aquatics background to deliver the presentation. So that is Whale Tales in a nutshell, because, I could sit here and talk about Whale Tales for hours and hours.
For sure. And I'm a testament to being that one person that doesn't necessarily have an aquatic background. But yes, it's very easy to dive into, to understand, to really kind of understand the why behind it, and wanted to go out and teach that. So
absolutely.
Can you actually walk us through some of the lessons that the kids will learn when they participate in the program?
Absolutely. So the Whale Tales program has 9 lessons, and each lesson is geared towards, water safety. But right now, obviously, I don't have enough time, so I'm going to cover a few of them. And luckily, one of those is my favorite. But again, so there's 9 lessons. There's resources for parents, a parent letter. So one of the ones that I want to highlight is swim as a pair with a lifeguard there. It's really talking, about having the kids know where there's a lifeguard, know where it's safe to swim. My most favorite lesson 4, don't just pack it, wear your life jacket. And that really goes into talking to kids about, where should I wear a life jacket? How should it fit? And is it U.S. Coast Guard approved, right? Does it have that stamped? And the next one I want to highlight is first look around. Is the scene safe and sound, right? Because a lot of the times, you're out there and you're like, oh yeah, the body of water looks amazing. And then you don't know, some of the risks that are there. And then lastly, I really want to talk about the reach or throw, don't go concept that, don't put yourself in a situation where you can become, it becomes dangerous for you, really reaching or throwing, but not going. So those are only some of the ones that I, have the ability and the time to, highlight today.
Yeah. Again, 4 of the 9 lessons, right?
Yeah.
That's great. I would say my favorite is reach or throw, don't go, right? Really trying to prevent a bigger emergency from what's already at hand.
Correct.
So that's great. And it's now available in Spanish. So talk to us about that a little bit. What actually motivated that?
So yeah, no, this is something, it's incredibly exciting, right? So I'm going to use a word that a lot of people may be like, oh my gosh, what is Nayeli saying, right? So what we did is we didn't just translate the Whale Tales program into Spanish. And what I mean, not just translating, but we didn't just translate word for word, because a lot of the times, for those of you that are familiar and those that will get familiar with Whale Tales in English, there's a lot of rhymes, there's a lot of sayings that if you just translate word for word, it doesn't translate to Spanish. So we lose the meaning there, right? So the American Red Cross really, said, look, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this amazingly right. We're going to transcreate it so it makes sense and the concept is not lost, correct? So Whale Tales is in Spanish. I'm so excited as a native Spanish speaker. Was essential to help ensure that all members of our community, regardless of the language, have access to critical water safety information, right? So what we're doing is we're really bridging the language gap here. We're making sure that more families can actively engage, in keeping their children safe, empowering our Latino communities, right? Like, I know when I used to go to swim lessons or things like that, it's like, well, then I had to go translate for my mom. But now the fact that this program is available in Spanish is amazing, right? And at the end of the day, we really want to make our community safer, like I said, and have these resources to, help prevent water-related accidents and tragedies, really.
That's awesome. I love the intention in making sure that we did it the right way, right? Transcreating it. So
yeah.
And so who is Whale Tales meant for, and how do people even access these resources that we've been talking about?
That's a great question. Like I said earlier, Whale Tales program is for kids between the ages of kinder and about 5th grade. It doesn't mean that, just those kids, that age group takes something from it. Like, it really does teach everyone a lot of things, but there are 2 ways to access it, and I get super excited. So the first way is for those to access the materials for those people that want to teach a big group of skills, for example, in a school setting, in a summer camp, in a recreational camp. You would access those materials and lessons plan on redcross.org/whale tales, and that's in English, and it's redcross.org/whale tale in English. And now that you guys all know that it's also available in Spanish, you go to cruzrojaamericana.org/whale tales en español, cruzrojaamericana.org/whale tales en español. And then the second way that someone can access those resources is, for example, a parent, a caregiver, if we want to teach it at a family gathering, or we just want to talk to our nieces and nephews, our cousins. It includes the same information, the video animation. You guys have to go and check out those videos. I know I only have time to share one, but that you can access that information on redcross.org/water safety for kids. So redcross.org/water safety for kids. And in Spanish, to access that in Spanish, you go to cruzrojaamericana.org/seguridad acuática infantil. cruzrojaamericana.org/seguridad acuática infantil.
That's awesome. A lot of great resources, right? So I do want to briefly just kind of retouch on those resources that we offer just as a reminder. And again, they're all free, right? So we offer these resources to help equip everybody of all ages with knowledge and skills that can help reduce drowning. So we have the Swim app available on the Android and Apple markets. We have our Water Safety for Kids webpage, which is again, redcross.org/water safety for kids in English. And then cruzrojaamericana.org/seguridad acuática infantil in Spanish. We have those orientation to swim lessons for parents and caregivers course, and then our water safety for parents and caregivers, again, available currently in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole. To take those free online courses, you would visit redcross.org/take-a-class.
And I just want to remind our viewers, Adriana, and I know I said this like a sneak peek exclusive, be on the lookout for that course that's going to be coming out in Spanish in early summer. So that's going to be the orientation to swim lessons and for parents and caregivers. So be on the lookout for that course.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And now we'll actually go into the Q&A. We'll take some questions from the audience. So just a reminder, if you have any questions, you can put those in the chat and we'll take a look at those. I did see one question here. So Niley, do I need a Red Cross account to access the course materials?
No, we want these resources. Again, they're available for free and they're downloadable. All the videos, there's live action videos, there's animated videos, there's parent letters, and those can be accessed through 2 different ways. And I'll go through that. So if you are a leader or a teacher or a Red Cross club person that wants to teach us or an aquatic facility, you can go to redcross.org/whale tales. I'll repeat that again, redcross.org/whale tales. And if you are just having a family gathering and it's parent or caregivers that want to talk about whale tales, which they should, you can visit redcross.org/water safety for kids, redcross.org/water safety for kids.
Awesome. Thank you again for those resources and all those websites. The other question I see here is, do you need to be an instructor to teach whale tales?
The short answer is no, but you know me, I'm going to over explain it because I really want folks to really use this. So no, anyone can teach Longfellow Whale Tales water safety for children program. I mean, anyone, like I mentioned, teachers, coaches, camp leaders, Red Cross, club leaders, anyone could teach it. You simply need to orientate yourself to the materials. And you do not need an instructor certificate. And like I said, you visit those 2 websites that I know they're in the comments here. Visit the website and download the materials. I highly, highly recommend it. It's an amazing program.
Awesome. And I'll say it once again, as someone without much aquatics background, all these resources really help me have conversations like we're having today.
Yeah.
So it's great. Again, if you have any other questions, you can post those in the chat. And while we wait, if anybody has any questions, Is there anything that maybe I haven't asked, Natalie, that you think is important for the audience to know?
Yeah, I think I talked about a lot of like, hey, these are free resources. We have free online classes. You download where to download the course materials for whale tails, whether you're a leader or a parent or caregiver. But one of the things that you haven't asked, or I haven't seen asked in the chat here, is does the Red Cross want to know when we teach these courses? How do we report? Do we need to report? Does it cost any money to report? And the answer is it doesn't cost any money to report. And yes, please, if you are teaching anything whale tails related, please report. We would really love to see the numbers of where we're reaching our communities. And again, the goal here is to really keep our communities safe, right? Or to educate them. As you know, I live in Southern California. This weekend, it was like 100 degrees and it was like, it's pool weather, it's, lake weather, it's ocean weather. So, I'm going to give you guys the resources. Now, these are extremely long web pages, but it's very important. And please, it's super simple. We don't ask you for names. We just want the information. So leaders who are not Red Cross instructors, such as school teachers, youth leaders, Red Cross members, public safety personnel, can go to redcrosslearningcenter.org /S/learn to swim. And you go to, water safety resources, then you complete the field, right? And Red Cross instructors, you can log in to the Red Cross Learning Center at redcrosslearningcenter.org. You select resources and then learn to swim water safety outreach. And then you navigate and you select which, whale tails program, or if you did another water safety course, and report that activity. Again, I can't stress the importance of A, getting out there, making our community safer, and B, is really getting that data, right? Like I want to know like what communities are using it, is that, like we want to see the impact. So if there's one thing I want to ask, is for folks to really do that.
That's great. Yeah. And I'll repeat what you just said. We want to understand the impact of it all and see all the incredible work and the communities that you're all making safer. Right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that effort. That's great. I'm not seeing anything else in the chat here, so I'll just start to kind of conclude the conversation here and just start by saying that, water safety starts with you. All of you that are connected here today, it starts with us, right? So we just want to make sure that people are aware that drowning is preventable. We just want to make sure that we're informed to be able to arm ourselves and extend our knowledge to others that we come in contact with in the communities. Again, our Red Cross resources are available to you from our water safety courses and free resources like our Longfellow's Whale Tails, to our swim app, our Water Safety for Parents and Caregivers online course. And Natalie, I just want to thank you so much for your time, for sharing such valuable information, for the passion that you have for it as well. I just want to also provide you the opportunity for any last words you'd like to share with who's connected with us today.
No, Adriana, I appreciate your time and I appreciate everybody taking, 30 minutes out of the day to really listen to the American Red Cross and, what our mission is. This is part of our mission. And no, again, Adriana said it very clearly, drowning is preventable. And, we really have the resources and it's free. And, we really want our communities to be safer. Like I said, it's summer months, it's hot now. People are, getting out of school and they're really going out there and, we want to make sure they have the resources. So thank you, Adriana. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And again, thank you all for connecting with us. And we wish you a water safe summer. And hopefully this is only the start of a conversation that you all will have with others that you come in contact with. So again, thank you all again. And thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.